In a quiet town, inside an ordinary high school, lies an extraordinary mystery. A place of youthful energy became the scene of a silent, baffling death. This is the story of Kendrick Johnson, a teenager whose final moments are trapped between two chilling possibilities: a 1-in-a-million freak accident or a murder protected by a wall of silence. The question isn't just how he died, but why the truth seems just as buried as he was. January 10th, 2013, for 17-year-old Kendrick Johnson, a popular athlete at Lowndes High School in Valdosta, Georgia, it was supposed to be just another Thursday. He walked the halls, attended his classes, and headed to the gym after school. But Kendrick never came home. As evening fell, his parents' calls went unanswered. The initial worry slowly curdled into a cold, creeping dread. The next morning, students arriving at the gym noticed something strange: a pair of socks sticking out from the center of a large, vertically stored wrestling mat. When authorities were called, they unrolled the mat to uncover a scene of unimaginable horror. Kendrick Johnson was dead. His body was wedged deep inside. The initial official explanation was swift: a tragic accident. They claimed Kendrick had fallen in while reaching for a shoe. Accidental positional asphyxia. That was the ruling. But the Johnson family, and soon many others, weren't buying it. The theory just didn't make sense. Kendrick was 5'10" and athletic. The opening of the mat was only about 14 inches wide. How could he have fallen in? And if he did, why was there blood at the scene that didn't belong to him? The questions began to mount. The school's surveillance footage should have provided clear answers. Instead, it only deepened the mystery. Hours of footage were missing. Key camera angles that would have shown the entrance to the gym were inexplicably blurry or corrupted. The official explanation was a technical glitch, but to the family, it looked like something else entirely: a deliberate cover-up. Fueled by suspicion, the Johnson family raised money to have Kendrick's body exhumed for a private second autopsy. What this autopsy uncovered was beyond horrifying. The forensic pathologist found evidence of blunt force trauma to the right side of Kendrick's neck and jaw. But that wasn't the most shocking part. All of Kendrick's internal organs, from his brain to his heart and lungs, had been removed and replaced with crumpled newspaper. The new findings were explosive. They pointed not to an accident, but to a homicide, followed by a grotesque desecration of a body to hide the evidence. Armed with this new information, the Johnson family pushed for the case to be reopened. The U.S. Attorney for the Middle District of Georgia launched a federal review. But after years of investigation, in 2016, the Department of Justice announced it would not be filing criminal charges, citing insufficient evidence. The investigation, however, did bring two names into focus: Brian and Brandon Bell, sons of a local FBI agent. Allegations surfaced that they had a history of conflict with Kendrick Johnson. An anonymous email and later sworn testimony suggested they may have been involved. The brothers maintained their innocence, and authorities cleared them, stating their alibis checked out. But for many, the connection was too suspicious to ignore. The fight for justice seemed lost, but in March of 2021, after years of public pressure and the family's unwavering persistence, the case took another stunning turn. The Lowndes County Sheriff, Ashley Polk, officially reopened the investigation into the death of Kendrick Johnson, promising to re-examine all the evidence with fresh eyes. This renewed hope brought the case back into the national spotlight. Investigators spent over a year poring through the old files and new leads. The family and their supporters waited with bated breath. But in early 2022, the sheriff announced that his investigation was closed, once again with no criminal charges filed, concluding there was no evidence of foul play. And so, the mystery endures. The death of Kendrick Johnson remains officially classified as a bizarre accident. But the evidence of blunt force trauma, the missing organs, the corrupted surveillance tapes, and the wall of silence from those in power tell a different, more terrifying story. A story of a truth that refuses to stay buried, and a family that refuses to give up. Years have passed, but the gym at Lowndes High School still holds its secrets. The case of Kendrick Johnson remains a painful open wound for his family and a dark stain on the community. Was it a series of errors and a tragic accident? Or a deliberate concealment of a violent crime? The silence from official channels is deafening, leaving only haunting questions in its wake. If this story gave you chills, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Dark Facts, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another true horror story.